Hey everybody, it is time for yet another smoke detector unboxing video. So now this package was actually sent to me by a viewer of my channel who found me, and I'll explain how in a minute, but I just want to give a quick shout out to him because I always love it when um, people offer me their old smoke alarms. I don't know, it's just good to see them not get thrown away. So yeah. I guess I don't think I'm gonna need the knife for this one. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna need the knife for this one. Oh! Oh, it has the slot. Oh my god. Okay, so, yes, it is a First Alert SA76RS. And yes, I did know that it was going to be a First Alert SA76RS before getting it, but I hadn't seen a picture of it. So I was very, very curious to see which version it would be when I got it. And of course, I was thinking that it might be, like this version that I already have. This is one of the two that I already have. I used to have several more of these, and they were all this version with the this normal style cover, as you can see. I was thinking, could it be one that's like this? And sure enough, it is. And I am very, very happy to see that. So, yeah, I'm going to just bring down actually the other one that I have here. This one is actually in slightly better condition. The cover is slightly whiter. You can see in the light there. This one is a little bit more yellowed. This one was the one that I got, the first one that I got back in, like, God, this is the one that I made the video of first. And actually, the person who sent me this one found me through the video of this one that I have on my channel, and I'll link that in the description. But it's always good to have an updated video demonstration of these alarms, because these are one of the most iconic and classic alarms of the 1970s. Now, as you all know, this is First Alert's version of BRK's 77R, which I have right here. This is the 77R. It's the exact same unit, just with a different cover, and I've explained that in the video of that. But, yeah, so the main difference between this one and this one, of course, is the cover. And you can see that the center is a lot larger. This one, it takes up a lot more space in the center. And because that center is larger and it takes up more space, you kind of lose a couple of vents there. So they've added this sort of lone slot here in the center, as we call it, that allows as a horn. Acts as a horn output. So it's there compensating for the missing vents from the large center. And I'm not sure why they redesigned the cover, because as far as we know, this cover is later, I think. And I'm not sure if that's confirmed yet, but that's what I've heard. So but we'll investigate that later. I'm gonna open up. Actually, first I'll show you the back of it. Now, one thing I also spotted when I took it out of the package was the label. This one says Smoke Alert, and that's very unusual. Well, first of all, this one also, the other two that I have also say Smoke Alert, but these, as you obviously can see, have this cover. This one is also labeled Smoke Alert. Now, most of the ones that I've seen that have this style cover are actually labeled First Alert. Like, they have the First Alert brand name, which led me to believe that this cover was later, because the Smoke Alert brand name did come out before First Alert, the First Alert brand name. So yeah. Now, I did notice also I just noticed the cover is smaller. I didn't notice that in pictures. I haven't noticed that in pictures of these, but it is a lot smaller. The ring, just like when they switched from the later in the 1980s, when they had the 83R models, the SA67D with the large cover, and then in 1993 they switched to the small cover. The exact same thing here. That's weird. So you can see it clearly is a lot closer to the base there, that ring. Very interesting. Very interesting. So let's take the cover off and look at the inside. I'm very interested to see if one key component is there or not, because I can't see it from here. And it looks like it is not. So this is just the normal PCB, which I'll get into in a minute, but it has the regular coffin shaped sensor and the Kobishi CLB 27 brass squealer horn, which there's a very good video demo of one of these made by the Maritime Girl, or Flo, who I will link right here in the description in the little info tab, just of the mechanical horns. These are ingenious little devices. I wish they still use these in detectors of today. So now that one key component that I was telling you about that isn't there is the test socket here between the horn and the sensor. And a majority of units that I have, including both of these SA76RSs, is the exact same way. The test socket isn't there, but those traces there, labeled M1, M2, M3, you know, they're all still there, and the solder points for the test socket to go in. These all have that as well. There are very few... Well, this one also has that. I gotta find one that doesn't. One second. There are very few, like this Sears right here, that actually do have a test socket like that. So, yeah, just a little interesting tidbit there. Those are uncommon, and it's funny because the later ones that I've seen that have the cover, like this smaller cover with the lone slot there, normally just have a blank spot there with no traces at all. So that's another interesting thing about this one. So it looks like this one just has the regular like base off of like this kind of model, but the cover is slightly later. So this may be like a transitional model, I guess, if you want to call it. I want to take a look at the labels actually on these, because I want to look at the UL issue dates, or the issue numbers. So this one is issue number 4504. The one that's in better condition is 4508. This one is 2889. Weird. So judging by issue numbers, this one would be older. So I don't know what's going on there. BRK First Alert did weird things. Let's check the 77R. What's that one say? This one's 55010. So this one would be later than the two SA76RSs. So yeah. Now, I'm going to grab a battery over here from my pile of batteries sitting on my shelf. I'm going to power this thing up. So hopefully it's not going to false at me. Nope. I heard a chirp. Put the cover back on without setting it off. Alright, so let's test it. Sounds good. Still plenty loud. And it still works. It doesn't false. Perfect. I am very happy. And you know, I had my expectations pretty low. I thought it was going to be like another model like this. And I was perfectly happy with another model like that. But this just makes it all that much cooler. The fact that it's a version like this. I've been after a version like this for some time now. So yeah. And then one other thing, we all know that these came right after this model, the SS74R. Let me just show you the inside, because I've gone into detail about this one many, many times before. There's the inside of that one, and you can see just how similar they look. So, I don't know, I just wanted to throw that in there. And now they also had a hardwired version of this, which was the SA769. BRK's model number was 769AC, and I actually have that one right here. This is the 769AC-I, the interconnect model, and you've seen this one before, of course. But they had, First Alert had a hardwired model of this, and a line cord model, actually, with a line cord wired directly to the unit, so you could hang it on the wall and mount it and just plug it right in, just like a Gillette or a Honeywell or the Smoke Sentinel that I have. But all of those that I've seen, most of them at least, used a cover that was like this, with the slot in the middle. So if I put this cover on this one, which it probably fits, you can see that it does fit, and that's what the hardwired SA769 would look like, with the slot. Now there's some other versions I've seen that have this same cover that have the bigger center but don't have the lone slot, and I'm not sure what's up with those, because that seems to be a very rare occurrence. That would be an interesting one to find as well. I'd like to find a hardwired version of this, just to go with the BRK model. So yeah. I don't think I... Whoa. I was about to say, I don't think I tested it without the cover. So let's do that. Sounds interesting. Yeah. Oh, here's the inside of the cover. I never showed that either. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say about this. I don't have a manual, obviously, because this one was used. So we'll give it one more test. Alright, so that is it. That is the First Alert SA76RS, as well as all the rest of these. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and more to come.